always dreamed about. This is where things change for me. I want to feel excited, let go, and live now. Florence is so beautiful. Here finally.
Anything that I can say about the filmmakers behind Anyway, it is that they are not predictable. Every second of this film, I thought that I knew what was going to happen, and it took a completely different turn. It was so fun and engaging to watch. I could not look away, and my jaw was on the floor the entire time. The locations are so cool, and I think that they were utilized beautifully. The whole piece was well shot. Every section of this film felt very unique to the previous, from the cinematography to obviously the locations. It was so zany, and the actress and the voice felt like it was pasted in from a completely different world, and I think that only elevated it, because it just leaves you wondering where the story is going to go and what you're watching. I think it follows a woman's journey as she's trying to find inspiration on a vacation in Florence, and that is the only thing that I can say, because everything else is just such a internal, crazy journey through, I guess, a writer's mind, literally. And yeah, it's what my brain looks like, I guess, sometimes too. But wow, very cool.
Such a dynamic piece. There was so much happening, and it was just so fun to watch with the visuals. The set locations, the editing, the filters, the change in aspect ratios, everything. It was just so much that was put into this. I can't even imagine the amount of work put into the editing room to put everything together, to change the filters here and there, and then having the aspect ratios changing. It just seemed like it would be a lot of fun to film, although probably a headache with so much changes happening. But I think was really effective in making something so visually appealing to watch. And the thing about it was just so epic. It just felt like a constant rush of adventure, and the adrenaline rushing throughout the whole place where all she was running around. So it was just really, again, very, very exciting to see and to watch, and to really see how much or how many changes were going to happen between going from black and white to the fish lens filters and all of that. So it was just, again, really fun to watch. I can't imagine the editing that went into this, and I think it was well worth it. So great job.
I thoroughly enjoyed this piece. I think there's a lot of work and attention to detail put in this, from the just really elaborate set designs and art direction and all that, and then you have a throwaway name like Anyway. But no, there was definitely a really keen filmmaking sensibility behind this. It's interesting and engaging, and it really kind of just keeps you rolling with it, and you really don't know what's gonna be next, which I think is a real testament to the filmmaker's ability to keep us engaged and keep it interesting when it is sort of this abstract piece like that. Really, really smartly done. Highly recommend checking it
Really
out.
interesting film to watch. I loved kind of the experimental use of effects and lighting that kind of were sprinkled throughout, and I also thought that the cinematography was really great, and I thought a lot of the slow motion and the effects really added to the intensity of the story. And I think that the idea of the only dialogue that we hear in the story was the protagonist's inner dialogue was super interesting. I think it might have been interesting to see it as well with just no dialogue at all. I think the visuals do a really great job of capturing the story, and a lot of times I didn't think you really needed the dialogue. But overall, I thought the visuals were beautiful, and it was really great. So congratulations.
Visually, beautiful piece, very well done. Everything about it was just very excellent in its execution. I like the story. She goes to Florence to get inspiration for her writing and is chasing her subject of her story around, and then finds the story within her at the end. So it's a really nice meaning to it. And everybody on screen did a wonderful job, and particularly really enjoyed the lead actress. She did a wonderful job. The music was great, and just really great use of location. And I love all the the use of the immersive art exhibits was really nice. And then when she's outside and the sky is changing and is kind of just making it look like the real environment almost is imitating an art exhibit, especially at the end, which I really love. The stadium, the image of her in the stadium laying on the grass with the pages spread all around. We got that nice aerial shot that cuts to a photograph, and all of that imagery at the end was very beautiful. And it was almost, it felt like she was visiting one of the immersive art exhibits, except she's out in the real world and experiencing magic. So it was really nice. So great job with this. I hope it does well for the Q crew, and I hope that everybody involved is able to live the meaning of this story, and that they're able to find meaning in the story, and that they're going to go on and make more.
Really interesting. It was a story that was being narrated, but it takes you through so many scenes and emotions and so many feelings. And she really was on this journey, which is really what she set out for right at the beginning. And her writer's block ended up taking her to all of these different spots and experiencing all of these different things. And ultimately, it was getting out of her head and living in the moment and experiencing the city for what it was and being curious and all of these things that unblocked her, because then she was then able to write about those experiences. So I really liked the journey. I thought it was, the main character, the woman, was so encapturing to watch and just see where the day is going to lead her, and who is Paul and what's going on with him. And I also really liked the effect that they did during the dinner scene, where everything was kind of reversed and they were the food was like coming out of their mouth and all of that. I liked those little tweaks. I thought that the editing played a really pivotal role in this to kind of keep everything flowing and moving, especially when you're moving from scene to scene, which can sometimes feel a little bit disconnected. So I thought that this really helped to ease into the creative transition, and I thought this was really well done. I loved the ending scene of her just laying on the field, just surrounded by the pages that she's written. I thought this was really, really well done.